welcome to the third lecture of web development using ChatGPT and Ruby on Rails. In the previous lecture, we explored the directory structure of a Rails application, understanding the purpose of each directory and how to generate a new Rails application. Now, in this lecture, we will create the root page for our Rails application. By default, the root page is the Rails welcome page that you can see here on the other browser tab. That it happens when when we run the Rails server and executed the localhost 3000 on the URL. So we saw this welcome page from the Rails, okay, which we don't need. Instead, we will create our own custom controller and an action within that controller to render the view template for the root page. Okay, so let's start by asking ChatGPT how to create a Rails application. How to create a Rails controller. Okay, so just come to the ChatGPT way. Now, as a more general query, we can ask ChatGPT at a high level that how to create a new controller in Rails. Okay, and one more thing that before prompting that question, I would suggest you to create a new chat for every lecture that we are going on. Okay, so here you can see that we did all these chat with the ChatGPT in last lecture. So now, if you wish, you can continue your prompting here, or you can create a new message as well or a new chat as well. Okay, so I would prefer to write new chat, so create a new chat, and here we can ask ChatGPT that how to create a new controller in Rails. Okay, so how to create a new controller in Rails. Okay, so when you submit this question, you will see a detailed response, and in the response it will show you that how to create a controller in the Rails. Okay, so here you can see that what it is showing to you. So this is the process of creating a Rails controller. Okay, and if you wish, you can just go through all entire response that ChatGPT has generated, and this is fine. Okay, I mean, this prompting is fine if you get an idea after reading the response that how to create a controller with this response and move forward to create one for your else application. And many people consider this response as sufficient and proceed to create their own controller, which is perfectly fine. Okay, however, if you want a bit more guidance and a controller that exactly fits your need, including setting it as a root page, you can ask ChatGPT a more specific question that I want to create a controller with the name home. For example, let's say if you want to name your custom controller as home controller, so what you can ask ChatGPT that I want to create a controller with the name home that should have an index section and set this action as the root page of my Rails application. Also, please give me a view template for this action with some welcome text. Okay, so let's prompt this question to the chat gpt to get the exactly what we need for our custom controller. Okay, so I want to create a controller with name home and that should have an index action in it, and set this action as root page. Okay, and also give me the view template for this action with some dummy welcome text. Okay, and now as soon as you submit your this prompt, it will show you that how to create a home controller with index action and how to set it as a root page and how to create your view template file for this home index action. Okay, so now here you can see that what we need to do. You can just go through the entire response, however I'm just copying the command. Okay, and if you go through the entire response by pausing the video and go through the response, you will get the idea like how to follow these steps. Okay, so just copy this command. Okay, and now come to the terminal, and here what you can do, run this command that Rails generate controller name home index. Okay, so it will give you a controller with name home. You can see in the code base. So open your project that you generated using ChatGPT in some text editor. Now go to the controllers, and here you can see that we have controller home with index action, and we also have a home directory into the app views, and there is a template index.html.erb. Okay, and now you need to open your route file, routes.rb. Okay, because what we want this home controllers index section to set as root page. Okay, and here you can see that it is setting the root page like this. Okay, so just copy this. Okay, and you just need to remove all these commented lines from here, and what you can do here, just paste this like this. So root home hash index. Okay, and now you can see that edit the view, so you can copy this welcome text and then just go to the view template, I mean the index.html.trb for home controllers index section, paste it here. Okay, and now just cancel this and go to the browser, and when you refresh your browser now, where your Rails application is running, you can see that this is showing the custom text or custom welcome text, which is generated by the Rails, which is generated by the controller that we follow from the chat gpt. Okay, so here you can see, so here you can see that the chat GPT has given you the exact steps to create the controller, set the index section as the root page, and provided a view template with the welcome message. Okay, and if you follow these steps, you can see the effects on your browser and in your application. So far we have created the controller, made the view template, and tested it in the browser. Everything seems to be working fine, but now think about whether you really understand what's happening. If you don't understand, it might become a problem. So understanding is more important than just doing the job, because knowing what you have done is very crucial and very vital for your development process. Okay, so now let's ask chat gpt to explain what it has done. So you can ask another question to the gpt, so that it will explain you that how to uh, know that what this process has done, or what this home controller is doing and how it is working. So what you can do, you can ask another question to the chat gpt, that is, can you please tell me that how this home controller is working. Okay, and when you submit this question, you will see the entire detail. So you can see that it's baked down the home controller and its index actions work in your Rails application. So you can see that first is check the controller. Okay, and then it create the action, then view rendering, then set the route, and then the welcome page, and then how it is doing the testing. Okay, so you just quickly got the response, and it is explaining the entire process from creating the controller to defining the root page. Okay, so let's go through the response, and here you can see that how easy it is to create a controller, set the root page, and most importantly understanding that what you have done. Okay, so that's all from this lecture. In the next lecture we will learn about models with the help of chat gpt. Okay, so here you can see that I'm not doing anything, and I'm just asking what I need. Okay, and I'm just asking that thing from the chat gpt, and chat gpt is doing rest of the thing for me. Okay, so in the next lecture we will learn about active record models with the help of chat gpt. So thank you so much for attending this lecture. See you in the next one. Until then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.